Hola y bienvenidos a DEUCES WILD Bitches!
Well, hello there, my pink little ponytail friend. How the hell are you?
Fantastic, Thrill. Major League Baseball season is off and running, man, and what a fucking first week it's been.
Yeah, it's been an interesting first week. But before we get started, because I am focused on your pink little beanie cap, the last time I saw that thing, it was being submerged in snow and you were shirtless. What is your problem?
Well, it wasn't me, Thrill. It actually was Stormy Byrnes, my altered ego.
Stormy Byrnes. All right, I'll remember that.
And he only comes out before, during, or after several feet of snow. We had gotten way more snow than expected in the greater Lake Tahoe area. We were expecting, I think, about 18 inches. We probably got more like 36, and it made for that good, soft, fluffy powder. And so Stormy, because he's trying to win the Weatherman of the Year award, he does these boots on the ground reports, and he goes out there, he immerses himself amongst the elements, ideally harsher the better, and he does a body test. When he jumps into the snow, lands, and he can really feel by the compression of the snow and how far and how deep he gets in the snow and where the snow lands on his face, actually how much snow had fell.
I got you. Yeah, I was pretty impressed at the fact that Stormy freaking planted, and then he had all the snow come on his face, but he still held on to the stick and continued the interview. So and since we have some of our regulars in the audience, especially the guys from the Double Deuce, we got Tommy Luke, Josh, and Big Mike. Here you go. Ready? Bourbon goes in. Wisdom comes out, baby. Woo! Take that with you.
So good, dude. That is fantastic.
Well, I love these shirts, man. I all of my buddies have, for 60th birthday, a few guys gave me these shirts. I got the sayings on them. I love it, man. And you will be seeing them on No Filter.
So, Thrill, let's get right into it, because just a few days ago, Rhys Hoskins, the Sacramento kid, the former Philadelphia Philly, now playing for the Milwaukee Brewers, slid into second base pretty hard and a little bit past the bag. But he maintained contact with the bag. But the problem is Jeff McNeil, the New York Mets second baseman, took exception to the hard slide, and he got pissed. Your thoughts on the incident?
Well, I thought that the slide that Rhys Hoskins did was not bad. I mean, he went straight over the top of the bag, and he didn't go one way or the other. He didn't veer off line. He just went straight over the top of the bag and made contact. He's trying to break up a double play. And, McNeil took exception to it. And, hey, McNeil, if you want to play the middle infield, you better get used to getting hit. Go look at some of the Hal McRae takeout slides if you're a second baseman. See what Willie Randolph had to go through, all right? I mean, Jesus Christ. If you're in the middle of the infield, you better be expected to be taken out, all right? Because I'm going to make sure that you don't complete a double play so that we can stay in the inning. And, for you to get your little feelings hurt, fuck off.
Huh? Well, look, Thrill, it's a different generation, and these guys have gotten way too comfortable around the second base bag. So the issue is that Rhys Hoskins is a dying breed. He is one of the rare guys that actually goes into second base with the intention of breaking up a double play. These other guys are just worried about not breaking a fingernail. And they have their sliding mitts on too. Like, it's just so fucking over the top that we've wussified this sport to the point where our middle infielders are getting upset because a guy goes just past the bag. And I get it. Everyone out there, especially the modern day player, at least a lot of them, I imagine, are going to say, oh, dude, different generation, different time, used to be able to barrel over catchers too. Yes, we did. And you know what? They made adjustments to a lot of the rules. And they made an adjustment to the rule at second base to prevent injuries. And I wholeheartedly agree with the adjustments. But at the same time, if I'm out on the bases right now, Thrill, I'm going to go directly into second base, just like Rhys Hoskins did. But I'm actually going to take it a step further because I would pop up on it and I'd shoulder roll. But I'd stay contacted with the bag, and that's how I would attempt at least to break up a double play.
And circumvent the rules. I love it. I love it. Yeah, hey, look, he didn't do anything bad. He didn't go in spikes up or nothing. He just went in low over the bag, made contact, trying not to, complete a double play. That's his job, And so, then the next day, they have a little brouhaha out on the field. Then the next day, Johan Ramirez chunks one behind freaking Hoskins' head, and there was no benches clearing and nothing like that because God forbid, if the Mets did it, but Hoskins wound up getting the last laugh because in the ninth inning, he hit a freaking bombo to put the Brewers up and win the game.
Yeah, dude. Look, this has really become a old school versus new school, and I'm not even sure the entire new school is on the side of let's stop playing the game. I agree with you. I agree wholeheartedly with you. It's like you are literally, babyfying the game. We've talked about it before in the past. Everybody in the chat room knows it. It's almost like everybody out there in the middle of the infield or the catchers or whatever, they got to have the red jerseys on like the quarterback. No touching the guys out with the red jerseys. It's like, hey, dude, that's part of the game. Going into second base, breaking up a double play so that your team can stay in the inning. The guy behind him can try to hit again, with a runner on base and not bases empty. So, I think it's bullshit. And then these are the rules that, Manfred is, imparting on us that have literally babyfied the game. There was no better feeling than getting on first base, having a ground ball hit to the second baseman or shortstop, and barreling into second, making contact with the middle infielder, and having them throw it in the fucking shitter.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing better. And then next thing you know, you're out at second, but that guy on first is now on third base. Those were the things that I prided myself on through the course of my big league career, Thrill. I couldn't swing a bat like you, man. And you know what, dude? It was a grind at times through the course of my entire career. But the one thing I could bring to the ballpark each and every single night was my attitude, was my effort, was my hustle. Were plays like that were fucking game changers. I have a lot of pride in the fact that I played on winning teams just about my entire career. And one of those reasons why is because not only did I do things like that, but I had teammates that did shit like that. Yeah. And that mattered. And when you go into the trenches with the boys like that and you're willing to sacrifice yourself and your body or whatever else, dude, it unifies a team better than you could ever imagine. And not shocking, today, Thrill, the Brewers win again. They're undefeated so far in this early 2024 season.
They're playing hard baseball. You got to tip your cap to them. That's part of the game, is going into second base, breaking up double play, keeping the inning alive, turning over, the batting order again. And it was already known. You and I talked about it. Robbie Alomar, the first time I slid into second base, I took him out. And then after that, he started jumping around on the bag and all that. And I'd get to first base. I'd look out there and he's like, "You'll not get me." And I said, "I'm coming to get you," and it became a game like that, Yep. And same thing with I hope he's doing better is Ryan Sandberg. I'd get on first base. I'd look right, and I'm like, I'm coming to get you, and it was part of the game back then. So, now, to throw the little temper tantrum that happened on opening day, that's a bunch of bullshit. Hang with them. You're a middle infielder. Absorb the contact, Jack.
So Jeff McNeil, to his defense, he left himself in that vulnerable position. It looked as if his knee almost got blown out, so I think it scared him. And I also think that there's bad blood with Rhys Hoskins from his time in Philadelphia. Let's not forget when Hoskins had a 34-second home run trot around the bases, but the reason being for that was that they had thrown behind him the at-bat before, and then he comes up next at-bat, and he goes bridge and lets the Mets know about it. So, look, I want to give McNeil a pass, but I do think that he was in the wrong on this one, and he needs to understand, especially if they're going to send it to review, Thrill, and they're going to uphold the call. If they're upholding a call in a day and age like this where they're not weenie-fying the game, then you definitely know that the play was not a dirty play in just good old-fashioned baseball.
And then, you know what? I mean, and I will give McNeil a little bit of credit. If Hoskins would have gone in, spikes up or something like that, he had every opportunity and every means at his disposal to act like that. But the clean slide that it was, too bad. I mean, and then here's another thing too. You are taught as a middle infielder all the way through, all right? And especially in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, you were taught to use second base as a barricade. You use second base to like go behind it or go on this side of it or go on the infield side of it to use the bag to your advantage so the guy couldn't get you. And, to stand there right almost on top of the bag or right behind the bag, you're asking for it. So you better move around out there.
I've taught our kids on LTP to move because they're all really comfortable because the runner has to slide. He has to slide right into the base. He can't pass the base, like all this stuff. And I'm like, dudes, as you get to higher levels, guys are going to be looking to take your shit out. And they're going to try to find ways. And I know you think it's illegal now, but it's not. There's certain elements of this slide where they could come in. I think the best one is the one I said where I would slide in and I just pop up and I pop up with a shoulder roll and make my contact that way. So if you're a middle infielder and you're standing there, you're fucked. All right, quick question, because you had one of the most infamous slides ever at second base.
Boom.
You were in St. Louis playing for the San Francisco Giants.
Yep.
Walk us through that slide and your intentions on that play.
Well, it all, precipitated from the day before. We have talked about that before. And so, nobody had been hit that day. So I was on first base. We were up pretty good amount at the time, late in the game, like seventh inning, something like that. So I said, I'm going to go get somebody. But the rules were different back then. The rule was if I could touch second base with any part of my body while I'm sliding into it or while I'm going by it, I'm in the right. And so I could touch second base as I was going by it, and I made contact. And that's where the fight ensued, from Oquendo and Ozzie.
Who was the one that was receiving the ball at second base when you went flying over the bag?
That was Oquendo. And he was also the one that I was in the fight with too. Everybody thinks it was Ozzie that I was in the fight with. Ozzie was behind me throwing freaking haymakers and stuff. But I got a pretty good picture of it. So let me pull it up here.
I mean, still to this day, Thrill, whenever we post anything or something happens on Deuces Wild, the common response or reply on social media is them sending the GIF of you going past second base, and it looks like you're fighting both of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. It was almost like I was throwing a punch and I was ducking from behind, but it was just the way they came out. But yeah, one of them things. So
that was so fun to watch.
it was. Hey, look, it was playing hard-nosed baseball, and like I said before, it was actually precipitated by Vince Coleman the day before, but nobody talks about that no more. So
just ripping one bag after another, right? That
was I mean, he was still in second and third, and they were up by like 8 runs in the 8th inning, and we were playing behind them. Like, come on, dude.
He was chasing Ricky's record.
Oh yeah, he was after Ricky's record, all right. But he wasn't going to get Ricky's record because Ricky's the greatest. Ricky's the greatest.
I don't know if anyone's ever going to get Ricky's record.
Dude, that's an unbelievable record right there. That's an unbelievable record. So, I don't know.
DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak and Ricky, what was it, 140 stolen base, 130-something stolen base?
Something like that. But you know what else, too? And this is the one that I think can't be, I don't think nobody's going to beat Pete Rose's record, all right? Because you got to get 200 hits 21 straight years, and you're still shy of it. So they don't make hitters like that no more. That's first off. And then the other one is, Cal Ripken's record. And the reason being because nobody plays every day. Everybody takes a day off here and there. So, so I think those are 2 records that'll never be broke.
Cal's certainly will not be broken. I don't think DiMaggio's will be broken just based on the fact that it's a lot harder to get hits every single day than it used to be. I think that Bonds' home run record will go down.
You think?
You just take the right guy who's got the right swing. I don't know. The issue with, could you imagine if they actually pitched to Barry Bonds?
Yeah, no.
Bonds hit 73, and he had a 600 on base percentage. Whatever it was just so stupid.
All right, so I found it.
That hit homers that they actually pitched to.
Yeah, it took me a little while, but I found it. Let's see if I can get in there. All right. There's the old right cross to Mr. Okendo's face while Ozzy's behind me.
So good.
So that was the old right cross followed up by a headlock and a left uppercut. And then Jose Okendo and I are freaking teammates in 2000. He's my third base coach. And we went out and had beers and cut up and laughed at Gayo and said, it's boys being boys and just the way the game was back then, Yeah,
because if somebody went in to first base, or just say you happen to be playing second or short, the way you went in there, you probably would have done the same thing. Yep.
Hey, you know one thing I want to bring up, because Josh just came on there and said something about Ted Williams. Yesterday, I go in to my brother Scott and one of our good friends, Bill Daly. Everybody in the chat room knows him. Bill gives, hitting lessons and stuff. And so I'll go in there, and he's got 13-year-olds in there hitting, right? And I start talking to these 13-year-olds, and I go, hey, you guys know who, Willie Mays is? And, all 3 of them said no. And I go, you know who Ted Williams is? No. I said, you know who Babe Ruth is? They all said yes on Babe Ruth. Yeah. I go, you know who Warren Spahn is? And I went, Willie McCovey. And then I started going through, some other names, Mike Schmidt, people like that. And they're just shaking their head, no. And I'm looking at the parents. The parents are sitting there, and I go, are you serious? You guys don't talk baseball no more? And they're like, no, we don't. I go, why don't you, if they're trying to play baseball, why don't you educate them on the game that they're trying to play? These are the best that ever played. I said, you guys know who Barry Bonds is? Oh, yeah, I know who Barry Bonds is. Okay, who's your favorite player? All 3 of them, Ohtani. I go, okay. I said, so what about Trout? And they go, he's okay. He's okay? No, you little dirty rat bastard. He's going to be a freaking Hall of Famer. He's better than okay.
Yeah, dude, it's what have you done for me lately? And Trout, he's continued to put up one monster year after another. He's probably not on the field enough for these kids to really understand his greatness, nor is he flashy enough. Yeah. And I think that's the bigger issue. Ohtani is sort of the no-brainer, right? He's so electrifying on the mound and at the dish. So I think that he's going to be everybody's favorite player for the next 5-10 years. Now, the question is how much longer can he sustain this from an offensive standpoint, and does he come back from his arm injury to be the dominant pitcher he was, throwing 100 miles per hour? Another guy that I would put towards the top of the list on what should be every kid's favorite player is Mookie Betts. This
God. I'll tell you what, he's, you just look at him and it's like, really? And he's like unbelievable. I kind of equate Mookie to like actually a little bit better like Jimmy Rollins. You want to know the truth? I mean, yeah. I think Mookie, he's right up there, kind of the best in the game. And we were talking about Trout. I saw him. He made a catch in Baltimore last year over the fence, snagged it, and all that sort of stuff. And he missed one by literally that far in the same exact spot on the field the other day. And then he follows it up the next day with a freaking, 470-footer or something like that. Tied into it. So
he hit that ball in Miami last night, Thrill. It was 473 feet.
In Miami. Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Fucking nuked. You don't even have to put a distance on it. I don't care. All I know is that I don't ever remember seeing a ball go where he hit it. The only other guy that may have hit one in that area that I can vaguely remember is Giancarlo Stanton when he was with the Marlins. But yeah, Trout, and if you're wondering about his health, when he jumped for that ball in Baltimore the other day, Thrill, I'm like, he's fucking back, man.
Yeah, he's back. He got it. He got up. He barely missed that ball, and he was actually kind of pissed at himself, but he did everything. He did everything he could. So, yeah. But anyway.
All right, so here we are, well into the first week of the season, and the San Francisco Giants have been playing some pretty good baseball. Your thoughts so far?
Just looked at it just now while you were talking, just getting, my thoughts squared away. Michael Conforto started off hot. 3 homers in 5 games. They split in San Diego, which, on the road, that's a good, outcome. They're in LA, hated Dodger rivalry, all that sort of stuff. And they lost the first game last night. I thought actually Keaton Wynn did a pretty decent job. He went 5 innings, only gave up 3 runs, but our bullpen's taking a little bit of a beating now. And matter of fact, we've got some youngsters that are being called up. We got Landon Roop has come out the bullpen. Okay. I told you guys about this guy last year when he was in AA. I said he's got unbelievable nasty stuff. He was the last addition to the team in spring training, and he has yet to give up a run. He's got some nasty stuff, man. He's got a turbo sinker and a hook, and he hides the ball real well. Ball jumps on you. Guys get terrible swings off of him. They got a left-hander that we got from another organization by the name of Eric Miller. I saw Eric in spring training. I thought he had great stuff, but it was between him and Juan Sanchez. And Juan Sanchez, believe it or not, had options. Eric did not have options, so they stayed with Eric. He's given up a few runs here the first part of the season, but it is what it is. And then we got Kai Wai Tang. He's actually a starter, but we needed help in the bullpen. He's on the roster, so they called him up the other day, and he's given up a few runs too. So bullpen right now has been a little banged up and a little shaky, but believe it or not, starters are doing well. Like I said, Keaton Wynn did well. Jordan Hicks threw the ball unbelievable the other day. We got Mr. Webb back on the mound for start number 2. And, then on Monday, the 8th, we got Blake Schnell joining the rotation. So, things are kind of looking on the positives. We just need to get the rest of the offense going. We got some guys that are struggling right now.
Jung-Hoo Lee is not struggling. He looks great. Matt Chapman, not struggling. He's been taking fantastic at-bats. Soler, he's been struggling a bit. Michael Conforto has been fucking in fuego. The lineup tonight is Lee, Chapman, Soler, Conforto, and then Flores, who's been struggling a bit himself. I like what this is looking like. I like moving up Chapman to the 2-hole. He's been arguably your hottest hitter along with Michael Conforto. Conforto looks like a fucking beast right now, man. The way he's taking pitches, just so both him and Chapman, they look very similar from the right side and the left side.
Yeah.
I always judge hitters by the way they're taking balls, and they're throwing nasty sliders down and away, and Chapman's like this.
That's good. That's good. Whenever you taking those sliders, whether it be Chapman or whether it be Conforto, when you're taking those breaking balls and you're not even flinching, you're kind of locked in. You're seeing the ball real well. So, kudos to both of those guys. They need to keep it going. Mr. Lee has done a great job adjusting to, the American game. And, he's just going to get better and better as he gets more plate appearances and as he sees, more patterns as to what they're trying to do him. The chat room just blew up a minute ago. Joey Bart got DFA'd because they needed to make room for one of our starters the other day, Dalton Jeffries, and so they DFA'd Bart, and then evidently Pittsburgh wanted him, so he got traded over to Pittsburgh. Let me just tell you something about Joey Bart. He's a freaking great dude. That's first off. He's a hard worker. He's got the tools. His big thing is, from the last regime, he got buried. I mean, buried. And I wish him the best because for him, a change of scenery probably is going to be the best thing for him. And he can go over to Pittsburgh, play his ass off, and I hope he turns it around and becomes a big leaguer for a lot of years because he's a great dude. I love him. Yeah, there was a lot of love for him on the way out. I know Bob Melvin was talking about Joey Bart and saying that, look, we just don't have a great spot for him right now. And he's still at the point of his career where he could go do some damage, and I hope he finds a nice home elsewhere. Sometimes it's just time to move on. And dude, and you and I have talked about it, and everybody in the chat room knows it's like, the business of baseball comes up and bites you in the ass sometimes. And, if you had to boil it down, and seriously, if you had to boil it down, as far as just flat out catching, Patrick Bailey would be 1 and probably Joey Bart 2 and then Tom Murphy 3. But then they signed Murphy to a pretty nice contract, and it made Joey expendable. And, Joey had to come in spring training just lights out. He didn't do it. But like I said, maybe a change of scenery, and putting on another uniform will get him fired up, and it goes from there. Patrick Bailey hitting .444 with a .989 OPS. Just 9 at-bats, so it's super early. Nick Ahmed has looked good at shortstop. He's hitting .286. The one guy that's kind of really two guys that are kind of scuffling that I thought would get off to a good start are Estrada and Wilmer Flores. I thought they'd come out of spring training banging, and both of those guys are scuffling a little bit. Soler is one of those guys. It's just going to take him some at bats to get going. But like you said, Lee, Conforto, and Chapman have been holding the line as far as the offense goes. Now we just need some guys to get on for him. Flores looked like shit last night, dude. He comes up. He's got the bases juiced. Good opportunity. He's got good numbers against Paxton, and he hits the ground ball to second base. It just, again, like when I judge a hitter, I'm looking at their takes. I'm looking at their foul balls. Look at Chapman's foul balls. Look at the way that he's been staying balanced and on plane. And then you looked at Wilmer Flores' foul balls, and it's fucking erratic. He's falling over. It's baseball though. And it happens to everybody, and they go through their ebbs and flows. Even with the Dodgers, Mookie Betts has been the hottest hitter on the planet. He's hitting .520 with 1,800 OPS. Yeah. Ohtani, hasn't done a ton yet. He's gotten a few hits. Then Freddie Freeman's been Freddie Freeman, classic, 360,000 OPS. And Will Smith. The problem with the Dodgers lineup is it just doesn't quit.
It just keeps coming at you.
Hey, speaking of Will Smith, let's run this one through the lineup here. How do the Dodgers sign a catcher for 10 years?
Well, he's the core of.
Where's that logic come from? I mean, this guy's going to be on his 10th year, 39 years old, catching in the big leagues. You think he's going to be the same at 39 as he is at 29 or 30? Come on, man. Playing that position?
No, but I also don't think that they care. I think that they're happy to overpay early in the contract if it can save him down the road. I think he's got the demeanor and is a former first-round draft pick out of Louisville that has been the dude for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of like the normal guy, right? Because you have Bats, Ohtani, and Freeman. And then he's manning that 4-hole right now. But he's the rock behind the boulders.
Yeah.
He's still there. And it's just like, hey, look at me. I'm here. I can play too. And there's 3 boulders at the front. And then here's Will Smith. But he's the rock. And he's not fucking moving. And he may not be as big as these other guys. And he may not be nearly as good as these other guys when it's all said and done. But I would put him, so far. And let me take a look at the numbers here to see exactly where he's kind of a poor man's Buster Posey, dude.
I got you.
Right? That's why they're willing to commit to him.
Well, and then that's the thing, when they signed him, that was the first thing that caught my eye when I was reading the press release. It's the first ever 10-year contract for a catcher. And I was like, holy shit. It's like, I've never heard of a catcher getting long-term deals like that just because of how bad they get beat up back there, And there's no way that he's going to be the same at 29 or 30 as it's going to be at 39 being behind a dish.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So, Thrill, what about another former team of both of ours? The Baltimore Orioles are off and running. This team looked legit. Let's see here what they're doing tonight.
Dude, they got a bunch of unless you follow the Orioles like religiously, they got a bunch of dudes that you go, who's this guy? Who's that guy? Who's this guy? But then, they've been they were so bad for so long that they've been stacking up those first round draft choices and they drafted real well. Now all these kids coming up through the system and dude, they got some freaking talent right now, man.
Well, one of the guys is Jordan Westberg from Mississippi State.
I wanted to give him props because he's a Mississippi State Bulldog. I've met him a few times at Mississippi State, and when he got called up to the big leagues, I was like, "No way, that's the kid from Mississippi State." And I wish him the best. I hope he becomes a perennial All-Star.
Okay, so here's a question. Because you have Gunnar Henderson playing shortstop. You got Adley Rutschman catching. You got Santander, the DH. You got Ryan Mountcastle playing first base. O'Hearn is their right fielder. Cedric Mullins is their center fielder. Westberg was playing third base. All due respect to Westberg, he's not what Jackson Holliday is, nor is Tony Kemp, who's got the start at second base today and went 0 for 3 hitting out of the 9-hole. Jackson Holliday hits another leadoff homer, and he is primed and ready to go. What more does this guy have to do in the minor leagues? Thrill, I bring him up because you were a top pick, and the Giants didn't really fuck around. They moved you through the system quickly. You banged your way to the big leagues. You got brought up to the show in '86. When are we going to see this guy in the big leagues, especially because they're competing right now? Every win matters. So every day he stays down in the minor leagues potentially could be costing them.
But then here's another thing. They're in the East. They're in the East with Boston, New York, Toronto, and the Rays. They are in a bang-up division. And so they want to stay on top. They were on top last year. I mean, they had a great year last year. And so they definitely want to stay on top. And if this kid keeps banging in the minor leagues like that, all he's doing is forcing their hand. He is making it so hard on them because the fans in Baltimore know what he's doing. They know every at-bat. They know every time he goes deep, and he is forcing the Orioles' hands. That kid will be in the big league soon.
So he's the latest news on MLB.com. The number one story tonight is Bryce Harper in his 3 home runs. Underneath that, the second biggest story is Jackson Holliday walloping his second leadoff homer in 4 games at AAA. So obviously they are pushing the envelope here, and I think not only do Orioles fans want to see him in the big leagues, the big leagues wants to see Jackson Holliday in the big leagues.
Yeah, no.
Orioles got to pull the fucking trigger, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, look, if that's number 2 under Bryce Harper hitting 3 homers, I mean, come on, they're trying to give him a little love right there,
Yeah.
But here's another one. Just because we were talking about the Orioles, Ryan Mountcastle, he's their first baseman. I swear to God, I had no idea who the Orioles' first baseman is. 6'4", 220, 27 years old. He was the Orioles' first-round draft pick in 2015. Now he's up there. He had 18 homers and 68 RBIs last year, hit 270. Now he's up there banging away. What's he got right now? He's at 429 right now, and he's already got 7 RBIs. So, yeah, I mean, it's like that's what I'm saying. It's a bunch of cast of characters that you're like, who the hell's that guy? And then all of a sudden they're just banging shit all over the place. So God bless them.
Hey, Thrill, one of Bryce Harper's homers tonight came against a nasty lefty. And you were able to bang lefties through the course of your career. What's the secret if you're a young left-handed hitter for the left-on-left matchup?
So the one thing that everybody wants to do, all right, let me grab my bat. One thing everybody wants to do, a left-on-left, is they want to pull off so that they can see the ball better, all right? And actually you want to do the opposite. You want to stay in there and let the ball travel more so you can see it later, so you can definitely see the spin on the breaking ball. Because a left-on-left matchup, I don't care what the hell's going on, you're going to see breaking balls. So if you want to go ahead and sit on it, that's the way to sit on it. Stay on the breaking ball and whack it.
Yeah, even if you just sat breaking ball.
Yeah, oh yeah, because you're going to get it. You're going to get it.
That's going to force you to stay in. Correct?
Yeah. And it would be the same thing. It would be the same thing on a guy. Here's a perfect example. A guy like Tyler Rogers, and I've told him this. I've told him this till I'm blue in the face. Dude, if you throw a slider right on right, that's the pitch that stays on the same plane. It doesn't change up and down. All right. If he throws a sinker, the ball comes in, goes boom, and falls. Right. And so you got to catch that absolutely perfect. But if he throws the slider, it stays on that same plane. That's actually the pitch that right-handers are probably looking for off of him. And he gives up a 3-run home yesterday. Hanging slider. Boom.
Saw that. Yeah. Blake Snell, it's been announced, is set to make his debut on Monday
against the Nationals, and I'll be there for that one.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm headed out there this week, and I'll be there for Blake Snell's debut.
That's going to be fun to watch him pitch, man. They put him on the opening day roster. It said, but he's been unavailable the first 2 turns through the rotation after signing the 2-year, $63 million deal. It says Snell threw 71 pitches over 4 innings while facing the Giants AA team in Scottsdale on Friday. But the Giants wanted to get him one final tune-up before officially folding him into the starting rotation. The 31-year-old is expected to complete his ramp-up by facing the Giants' teammates in a simulated game at Dodger Stadium on Wednesday.
All right, so that's tomorrow. He's got a little sim game early in the day. He'll be facing some of the guys who are sitting on the bench. And, for him personally, it's not getting his own teammates out and shit like that. It's going from 70 pitches to maybe 80 pitches or whatever. Just trying to get his pitch count up so that when he toes the slab on Monday, he can definitely at least get into the fifth or later.
Did you see the no-hitter last night by Blanco from the Houston Astros? Ronel Blanco. I mean, dude, I called the last inning here on No Filter Network. Journeyman, 30-year-old. I say
he just had a baby earlier that day, didn't he?
Yeah, it was earlier in the week.
Oh, yeah, early in the week. All right.
The guy was working in a car wash not too long ago.
Oh, dude. How about that freaking story to throw a no-no in the big leagues? Is that freaking great or what?
Really? How about Joey Espada, the rookie manager for the Astros, seeking his first win and then having to make the difficult decision whether or not to keep sending Blanco out there? Blanco made it easy on him because he didn't throw that many pitches. It was only just over 100. But, I mean, there's so many cool elements of that. The fact that he was able to do it against a Blue Jays lineup that is nothing to slouch at either.
No, they're nothing. That's what I told Trey yesterday when Trey came in, because I didn't know it was going on. And I was watching a movie, and Trey told me it was going on, and I said, "Who is he facing?" And he said Toronto, and I go, "Oh, geez, they got a pretty freaking stacked lineup too." He's beating on some pretty good guys, but he had it going on, man. It was his week after the birth of a baby. Now no. Hey, congratulations. There you go, right there. Tip of the cap.
So Dalton Jeffries lasted only 2 innings. We talked about that, the 13-4 blowout loss of the Padres. And they call up right-hander Nick Avila. What do we know about Avila specifically?
So Nick Avila, I've seen him all the way through the minor leagues. Hard thrower, 90, 96, 97, pretty regular. Got a cutter, slider type of thing. And his big deal is location. If he's got his location, he's going to be tough to beat. If he's leaving stuff out over the plate like he did the other night, he's going to get whacked around a little bit. And, but the one thing about Nick is not scared, and he will take the ball. I love Nick.
He's from Turlock, California.
Yep. That's the big thing. I don't think you and I have really spent much time on this, but that's the one thing about Farhan. He loves California, and especially Bay Area guys. I mean, we're drafting them. We're going to get guys that are free agents that are from around there, and he thinks that they're going to come in there and play and do better, as a Giant. And like you said, he's from Turlock, California. A lot of Giants fans over there. A lot of Giants fans.
I think it matters to an extent. If you have guys that obviously understand the Giants tradition and what everything is about, I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it really matters where you're from. I think it's all about the culture that's created within the clubhouse, and a lot of that stems from the manager and the coaching staff and everything else. But look, man, dude, you're from backwoods Louisiana. We always say here on No Filter Network.
No. We don't ever say it. You say it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And you have assimilated yourself in the city of fucking San Francisco.
That is correct.
If you could take an NRA card-carrying member from backwoods Louisiana and assimilate him within the liberal San Francisco Bay Area and still hold this crazy strong connection with the area and the fans and everything else, I mean, basically, you could take the fucking shark out of the water, man, and throw him into the city, dude. Why not?
Hey, there you go, man. Hey, look, we're all people, man. It doesn't matter your political views and all that bullshit. We're all people, and Dude, when I'm out on the field, it's not right or left. It's let me dead center this fastball because everybody wants to see it. And everybody in the stands is saying, dead center that fastball. And that's it. So
that's the beautiful part about it because the Giants unify a fan base. And at the end of the day, it doesn't
without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. You
right?
bet. And then that was the reason why the Giants pushed so hard to get Sacramento to be AAA, because they would have the North taken care of in Sacramento, then they had the South taken care of in San Jose. So it unified all the Giants fans. So yeah, you're right.
Hey, Thrill, I did a thing the other day, and I was talking about the Chicago White Sox. And I may have been a little harsh.
A little harsh.
I said the White Sox suck, but I also said that their fans suck. And I gave them the title as the worst fans in baseball. I told a story about a father who was asking for a ball, and I didn't throw him the ball during batting practice. And I turned to him, and he's like, fuck you. And then, I looked at him. I'm like, bro, your kid's right there. Like, what's wrong with you? And the little kid looked at me, and the little kid goes, fuck you. And I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, what's going on here? So I got to ask you, who were the worst fans in baseball that you played in front of?
Who are the worst fans? Let's see. I got beat on pretty bad by pretty much everybody. But Chicago, Comiskey was right up there, and I had this one game where these 4 or 5 guys, and they're right behind me in the on deck circle, and they are living on me. And the White Sox brought in Bobby Howry, and I had some success off of Bobby. And sure enough, I walked up there, and he threw a sinker, and whack, I smacked one out of left center. And I come back around, and I walked up to the 4 guys, and I said, just keep fucking chirping. I said, next time up, I'm going to hit another one off his ass. I said, that's on y'all right there. Turned around, walked off. They never said anything the rest of the night. So that was one. I had New York. New York, gotta love this one. Yankee Stadium. The same exact thing you just talked about. I'm out there shagging. This is during batting practice, not during the game. This is during batting practice. And I can hear this one voice, and it's a kid's voice. And, I get a ball, and I throw it in, to the backup, and I get another ball, and I throw it over there, and get another ball, throw it into the backup. And the whole time this kid's chirping, he's like, Clark, give me a ball, Hey, Clark, give me a ball. And so finally I catch the 3rd or 4th ball in a row. I throw it into the backup, and all I hear from this one kid is, Clark, fuck you, you fucking fuck. And I turned around, and I looked at him, and it's like this 10-year-old kid, and I walked up to him, and I'm like, what did you say? And he just took off running. He took off running up the steps. And I'm like, welcome to New York.
That is crazy, man. I love hearing stories like that. I was in Boston one time, and I actually had a group of fans follow me out of the stadium. And it was like 4 or 5 of them, and I was with a buddy of mine and another guy. And it was like they wanted to fight. They were doing everything they could to try to instigate the fight. And they were younger guys, and I'm sure they were fucked up. But it was like, yo, Byrnes, man, fuck you, man. What's up, bro? You just walk on the streets like this? Thinking ain't no one gonna recognize you? We know who the fuck you are. Fuck you. And I just kept. I turned to Prince. Just keep walking, bro. Keep walking. And I said, bro. And then he's like, dude, should we make a run for it? I said, no. Fuck them. I said, we keep walking, and the minute one of them touches fucking one of us, it's fucking on.
It's game on, yep.
I said, be ready to go and follow my lead. Be ready to go and follow my lead. And he's like, all right. So sure enough, we just kept walking, and that was it. But that was, and I love East Coast fans. They're so passionate. They love their teams, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no. But you also have the flip side of that too. New York's not that way, but Boston was. Boston, they would jump your ass. I mean, man. But you made a good play, or you got a good at bat or whatever. You'd come in, and all of a sudden, one guy would go, "That was all right, Clark. You did good." I mean, one guy would say it, but it was like, "All right." At least he admitted it. But so there's so many guys that they just want to get just a rise out of you. And the perfect one, the perfect one was in Wrigley the night I hit the grand slam off of Maddox. There was about 6 guys that were right behind the dugout. Behind the dugout, and they were just chirping the whole night at everybody. And when I hit that grand slam, I came in. I said, "How about that one, boys?" I said, "That'll shut them the fuck up," or something like that, because it was deathly quiet. It was deathly quiet, And sure enough, they didn't say a word the rest of the night.
Dude, I remember you and I had this conversation way back when. It was when I was playing for the Diamondbacks, and we went out to sushi, and I asked you about the homer, and you told me about how quiet it got. And I don't know specifically if it was about like hearing your feet in the dirt as you're rounding the bases, but later that year, we played the Cubs in the playoffs. We took the first 2 games of the series. We were massive underdogs. They thought they were winning the World Series that year.
Yeah, you told me about hearing your feet hit the ground and all that. Yeah. I told you the one thing that I remember about going around the bases was just it went from being just obnoxiously loud to you could hear a pin drop while I was running around the bases.
That's silent. And so you told me that, and then later that year, talk about manifesting your reality. But I hit a home run against Carlos Marmol, and it essentially was the dagger that ended the series. And as I was rounding the bases, I could hear my feet hitting the dirt.
Yeah. You've told me that before, and as quiet as Wrigley was, I can relate to that. I can relate to you running around going boom, 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 and hearing that. I could relate to that.
That's so cool, man.
So Wes just came on there and he chunked in there. He says, "Who's tough, Ryan or Maddox?" That kind of thing. So my big thing as a hitter, and you and I have talked about this, and some of the people that are in the chat room have heard this before. So if you are up there, all right, and you're getting ready to hit, and there's a fastball, it starts out there and it winds up right there. I don't have to do any calculations. Wherever I see it there is where it's going to wind up here. All right. The challenge is Maddox. When you see it there, it winds up over here. It's like, oh, wait a second. Now I got to adjust my point of aim as to where it's going to wind up. And that's why I tell everybody that guys who have good changeups are the toughest, because first off, it's deception. But then second off, it is ball movement. And, you get a ball move. And that's like Logan Webb. Logan Webb doesn't have, overpowering crap. But he makes the ball move, and he's highly successful. And those are the kind of guys that kind of ruled in the 80s and 90s. Now, granted, you had your guys that could freaking rush it up in there. But the guys that made the ball move, they had a lot of success.
Logan Webb is on the mound tonight for the San Francisco Giants. And you mentioned Greg Maddox thrill. I saw an Instagram reel on him earlier today, and he talked about a pitch that he made early in his career where he had the bases loaded, and he knew he should throw a changeup. But because he was young and didn't want to shake the catcher off, he went with the fastball that was called. He ended up giving up a double, and then he gave up another single. And he said, if I ever get in that same sort of situation again, bases juice, 3-2 count, he goes, I'm going to throw my best fucking pitch, and that's the changeup. And he then referenced a time in which he was at Candlestick Park, and Dave Martinez was at the plate for the Giants, 3-2 count, bases loaded, and he threw the nastiest fucking changeup I've ever seen in my life. It was filthy. And Maddox was saying, hey, look, it took me 5-6 years to kind of get back to that exact same sort of moment, but I knew exactly what pitch I wanted to throw.
Yeah.
And the one thing I look at these days, look, the pitchers in the 80s and 90s didn't have the velocity that these guys have now more consistently. And I don't think the difference is all that much, because I think radar guns are totally juiced, and they're reading the ball earlier than ever before. So they're reading it exactly out of the hand. That's why we're getting these big numbers. But I also believe that the ball moved just as much, if not more, back in the 80s and 90s than it does today.
I agree, because they've changed the baseball. I can flat out tell you that they have changed baseball. The way the baseball feels, the way the baseball, you throw it. But then on top of that, I watch batting practice every day. Every day. And I hear guys hit balls, and I know for a fact they mishit it, and the ball goes out by like 20 rows. I go, that's not right. And then that's why, back in our day, when you heard somebody taking batting practice, heard it, did not watch it, you heard it, because the ball made a different sound, because it was like, ho whack, whack, ho whack. And you were like, oh God, somebody knows what the hell they're doing right here. And so, for me personally, it's changed quite a bit.
Hey, Thrill, so if you got time, let's watch the first inning. Is that cool?
Let's do it. I ain't got nowhere to go.
All right, let's watch the first inning. I'm going to have to get down for dinner eventually, but we'll go through the first inning of tonight's game. I think it's a 7-10 start. Tim Flannery is sitting on the set of the pregame show here. Any good Tim Flannery stories?
Oh my God, the Flan man. He's such a beauty. I love him to death. Not only from his knowledge of baseball, because I played against him, but then having been around him and watched him coach, and how into coaching he is. He's definitely a student in the game, and he's one of my faves. And then on top of that, his love of music, and he's always wanting to play, and he does so much charity work. Tim Flannery is one of my faves.
He told me he didn't tell me. He told a story last night about when Bochy got thrown out of the game, and he ended up taking over, and he was the manager.
Yeah,
and so he was saying,
I know the story you're going to tell. Keep it going.
Yeah, he was saying that Boch was riding his ass from behind, like, hey, why'd you do this? And why'd you do that? And he's like, holy shit, man. Like, dude, like, there's a lot going on here. Just, let me take a deep breath. And, it wasn't like he did anything drastic, but there were some bullpen decisions and whatever else. But I do know, and this is how the story ended, is that Boch was right behind him, and he goes, yo, if Uribe comes up, let's pinch hit for him. And we're going to pinch hit for him, and we'll pinch hit this guy, and then, then we'll bring in such and such into the game, and we're going to do this double switch or whatever it was. And Flannery is like, oh, fuck, okay. And he's like, just stay nearby, and, I'll make the moves. Well, sure enough, Uribe comes to the plate, and he looks down to Bochy, like, to see if he's there, and he's nowhere to be found. And so he goes like this to Uribe to tell Uribe he's going to pinch hit for him. He goes, yo, Juan, like this. And Juan looks at him, and Juan's like, And then he's like, fuck it. Go get him.
Yeah.
And then Uribe hits a walk-off homer to win the fucking game.
Yes. I was not there in the clubhouse that game, but I was there the next homestand, and they were still talking about it and how, Flan, you're the man. You beat Boach. Boach bullshitted you. And, oh, yeah, that was funny.
He said they went inside and they had the dance party going or whatever it was. And Flan's like, 1-0, motherfuckers. 1-0. Undefeated.
Yeah, Flan's a great dude, man. I love him because, he's also, all right, and you guys in the chat room, y'all can go look this up. He was one of the members of the Padres when the Padres and the Braves had that huge brawl, and they were going up in the stands and freaking picking people out and whack one of them numbers. Flannery was all up in the middle of that. Y'all can go check that video out too if you want.
So Tim Flannery was my office mate at MLB Network when he was in town and I was in town working. Well, before I went on air one night, he gave me this. It wasn't a gummy. It was like a mint, and it was a cannabis mint. And so he goes, yeah, just take one of these and you'll be good. And I'm like, Flan, I get it, but I don't want to mess with it too much. And, I don't really smoke weed, and there's not like the CBD thing and, how much THC it has in it. I said, I'm a little cautious when it comes to that just because I don't mess with it all that much. And he goes, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Bro, I took one of these things. I went on the set of MLB Tonight, and I was fucking tripping. I sat there for the first hour and didn't say a gosh damn word, man.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny shit right there.
Yeah. I think I don't know. He gave me the high powered stuff or what.
He probably set you up. Yeah, he probably set you up.
Okay, so here we go. This is
all right. Here we go. Let's go. Jung-Hoo Lee strikes out swinging,
just like that.
Wow. And he's facing Brazier, right-handed pitcher. Don't know anything about him. Read those stats right there. What do those stats say? Right there.
He's got a 3 ERA, 3 games this season. So it looks like they're going, I imagine, with a bullpen game.
Uh-oh. Friggin' Chapman missed one that was right there, right down the middle. So, that brings up a point right there, and that's why, we're always talking about, hey, don't walk people, make them hit, because hitters do that right there. Watch this pitch. They're not going to show it again. But, this ball is right down the middle. And major league hitters miss them just like high school hitters, just like college hitters.
I think it's important for the Giants to jump on the Dodgers tonight. They got to score early.
Yep.
The Dodgers have scored 5+ runs in each of their games this season. They put up an 8 spot last night, and it's not even like they're really knocking the cover off the ball. This team just knows how to score. So if Soler could run into something right here,
yeah,
that would
you were talking about that just now. You were talking about, knowing how to score, and it all comes down to hitting with runners in scoring position, knowing how to drive in a run. And if you got 3 or 4 guys that know how to drive in a run, you're going to win a majority of games, because these guys are going to get out there and they're going to they're going to drive in the big runs of the game that you need to win, because your pitching staff's going to go out there and do their thing.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Look, fastball away. Oh, there was your fastball away. Even though he's set up in, still a fastball away. Ta-da-da-da! That's what you talk about, ladies and gentlemen, beating them to the punch.
So here's Brazier's arsenal, they say four-seam fastball 36% of the time. Slider 35% of the time. Sinker 14% of the time. And cutter 13% of the time. So he's about 50-50.
All right, so now look at this. All right, so you got a four-seamer, a cutter, and a slider. They're all basically the same speed, and that's 80-something% of the time. So freaking look for it. Get geared up for that velocity and look for it. You either take the pick. I'm either going to look for something that's got spin, like a slider or a cutter, or I'm going to look for something that's straight, a four-seamer. That was the cutter right there that Conforto just took.
And that was right down the dick.
Right down the dick. There's another one.
Another good pitch to hit.
Yep.
2 in the fat part of the zone.
Yep. So let's see what they do 0-2. Let's see if they're going to waste the pitch or if they're going to come right at him. Because I'm going to tell you what's coming 1-2. I already know.
0 balls, 2 strikes. Real, what do you think?
I would have to say it's going to be a fastball out the zone.
Just going to try to waste one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Breaking ball right there.
Breaking ball right down the middle.
You got to be ready to hit, man. And Conforto, he's as hot as could be. He took the first pitch, cutter right down the middle. He fouled the next one off, took the breaking ball down, but then, he got one to absolutely bamboozle, and he missed it.
All right, so now, all right, here's if I am Michael Conforto. I'm like, all right, I'm on fire right now, and, I've hit a little bit of everything. All of a sudden, out of the clear blue, I come up, they throw me 4 straight breaking balls. I don't know if it's the next at-bat if I get runners in scoring position, or the third at-bat, or the fourth at-bat, or whatever. If I get runners in scoring position, I can promise you I am sitting breaking ball. They just threw me 4 in a row, my first at-bat, when I'm hot. So they're definitely going to throw me one when I got a runner in scoring position. So that's how you hit. That's how you hit, ladies and gentlemen.
Teams are throwing a lot more breaking balls. I was looking at.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. It's hysterical when you look at the stats.
Yeah,
I mean, we talk about these guys. They're throwing 97, 98, but they're throwing 45, 50% breaking balls. Well, guess what? Am I going to look 97, 98, or am I going to look 85 with something spinning? I think I'll look 85 and I'll tattoo some shit.
If they're throwing it half the time, yeah, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The mentality has changed. It used to be 65% of the time they were throwing a fastball. That was probably when you were playing. By the time I was getting done, like that number was creeping to like 55%. But for the most of my career, it was like 60. And I can tell you
this right now. All right, and I'm not bullshitting you. And people in the chat room might not believe me, but with running in scoring position, my last few years in the big leagues, it was. I'm not shitting you. It was 70, 75% was off speed, either a breaking ball, change up, something like that. And so I just started looking off speed stuff, and get 2 strikes. All right, I'd try to foul a fastball off to get back to the off-speed stuff again.
Well,
all right, let's see what we got.
Well, yeah, Logan Webb against Mookie Betts is one of the hottest hitters on the planet. You see the numbers: 520, 636 on base percentage. Oh, if he gets that call, he's going to.
Oh, God, I tell you what, if he gets that, stay right there all day long. Here, you guys try to hit this shit and moving. There it is again. There it is again. All right. Now, knowing Logan, this is probably going to be a slider out of the same spot, but I'd come back sinker again.
He's not even. Those
slider out the same spot. I wonder who the shit just said that.
Well, you perfectly called it, but Thrill, those first 2 pitches weren't even close.
There it is.
So now we
Logan. All right, Logan's demeanor right there. He turned around. He's like shit because he knew he left that one up when he needed to get that one down. So hey, look, I'd come back either with the sinker or a backdoor changeup and try to get him out. But High sinker.
Oh,
He not get the high sinker. He get the sinker off the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Mookie Betts. Logan Webb, the pitch.
No, don't come in there. Come on.
I think that was a changeup that he lost.
You got away from him.
Dave Roberts, the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, UCLA alum. There's a sinker.
That was a sinker. That was a sinker that got way too much of the plate. Come on, Logue. Make a pitch. Make a pitch. Come on.
There's the defense. Conforto, Lee, Yastrzemski, Chapman, Nick Ahmed, Estrada, and Flores. Patrick Bailey behind the plate. Sinker.
Yep. Sinker. Did you jam him enough?
Oh, fuck.
A jam shot.
Good hitters get jammed.
Yep. Good hitters get jammed. Find a way to dunk them in there. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Well,
but you want to know the truth. Logan gets the first 2 pitches, and then after that, he misses his location like 3 times. So it's like, all right, let me get my location. Another thing, too, what you just said it during the defensive, deal is Yastrzemski is back in the lineup. He was on paternity leave, and so now he's back. So hopefully that'll add a piece to the puzzle, too, as well.
Here's Shohei Ohtani, the international superstar.
4.63. Yeah.
Change up away. Dude, they say that Logan Webb throws his cutter 41% of the time. Or not his cutter, his changeup 41%. Does he really throw it that much?
No, he doesn't throw it that much.
I didn't think so. No.
He's throwing sinkers, and what he's doing is he's taking a little some on, putting a little some on. But like that right there, I mean, that's 3 pitches in a row. He's not close. I mean, you gotta. That's called bad misses. He's got to get in the zone. There you go.
That's a good pitch. Hey, Thrill, you don't mind if I bust open the tequila and have my first drink of the night, do you?
Please do, because I'm at the bottom of the barrel on drink number 2.
With alone?
Bourbon goes in and wisdom comes out.
The pitch to Ohtani, 92-mile-per-hour sinker in under his hands.
See, that's the thing about Ohtani, all right? And nobody really realizes it. He really does a good job of fighting his hands inside the pitch. I mean, that ball's off the dish, and he fights his hands inside of it and fouls it off the third base side.
The full count pitch. What are we going to get here, Thrill?
I was getting ready to say, it's either going to be a sinker or a changeup.
Do you dare go in there one more time?
No, do not go in there. If he's got to beat you, he's got to beat you at a big party yard.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Backdoor breaking ball.
Strike him out, throw him out. No, good job keeping the tag down.
Backdoor breaking ball.
By Ahmed. Yeah, backdoor breaking ball. What a beautiful pitch.
That was a beautiful pitch. If that's the one thing about Logan Webb in his game, he is slow to home plate. And, sinker ballers have to be a little bit quicker to home plate because it takes longer for the ball to get to home plate.
And Patrick Bailey's the best in the business. He has a quicker pop time than anybody. So,
that's another thing too. Patrick, ever since the end of last year, his accuracy has been off just a smidge. So, I think that. Yeah, he's throwing a lot of balls in the dirt. He needs to air it out, and instead of throwing the sinkers, throw 4-seamers down there.
Here's Freddie Freeman.
Oh God, this guy.
This is the third part of the 3-headed monster.
Yeah, and then this guy's the ultimate at staying inside the ball, and they're trying to come in on him. So
he chokes up on the bat, little bat waggle. He's established himself as.
He's got a weird. See how he wraps it behind his head, but then that's not where he starts from.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Change up. I mean, that's just too easy.
Yeah.
It really is.
Just leave it in the middle of the plate. You're doing him a favor.
Why are we even pitching to him? And I'm serious. Go to Will Smith. Freddie Freeman fucking rakes. We know this.
Well,
He's going to get a hit.
Here's the thing. I mean, it's common knowledge that every left-hander is like big-time badass down and in or down and out over, and you throw him a pitch that is down and out over.
I mean, DR's talking to Mookie Betts. They're probably laughing about stealing the bag there. Like, dude, he lifts like that. You'll be able to rip it every single time. Will Smith is a good hitter. Will Smith is not Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman's a career 3-something hitter. Will Smith is a career 260 hitter.
Plus, he's a catcher. He's not going to run great on you.
He's not going to run well.
Yeah, so let's go with the double play.
I'm pitching around Freddie Freeman if I'm not just going to fucking put him on intentionally. I'd probably just put him on intentionally. That's what you got to do with this Dodgers crew, man. I'm not fucking with the first 3 guys in the lineup. I'm just not.
I get it.
Not in a big time situation.
You didn't even see that right there. I mean, that's a 2-1 sinker in, and Will Smith didn't even budge. He didn't even budge.
Oh, bro, he didn't budge.
Freeman was stealing, but still, I mean, if I'd have got a pitch out over the plate 2-1 to hammer, I'm going to hammer it. And Will Smith did not even budge.
Well, that's because Freddie Freeman got such a good jump from first base. But I am in the camp that I'm not giving up 90 feet when I could go ahead and get 270 feet after I hit.
Oh, that's the backdoor sinker I was talking about right there.
That was the first 2 pitches of the game, Thrill.
Yeah, that's the backdoor sinker.
Every gosh damn pitch.
Correct. And the umpire gave it to him 2 pitches in a row. Go back to it. That is the pitch.
Max Muncy. This
fucking guy.
I know.
Jesus. He just freaking dominates the Giants.
Yes, he does. He can rake.
He hits 0-30 against the rest of the league, and he's got 40 homers against us.
He loves competition, man, and he loves talking shit.
There's a strike.
That's a dangerous pitch, though. I don't love that pitch.
That's the old, and we just talked about it with Freddie Freeman. That's the old down and out over. That's a get me over slider. Those are the ones that get pounded.
That's filthy. I like that pitch. That's an 88-mile-per-hour changeup diving down and away. He threw the one back door to Ohtani on 3-2. And then it was 3-2.
And here's the thing. I'd go to that back door one right here.
Another changeup down. He does throw a lot of changeups.
Yeah. He's always said he thought that was his best pitch. But, I told him that, when he does interviews, don't say shit like that. Don't say that I love my changeup because guys start looking for it after that.
Breaking ball down.
There's the backdoor breaking ball.
1-0 Dodgers, bottom of the first, 2 outs. Logan Webb on the mound. Freddie Freeman, an RBI base hit after Mookie Betts started the game off with a jam job base hit to center field.
This might be an inside heater. I'd try an inside comeback heater.
There it was.
There you go. It was a fastball. They were trying to get in. They just left it out over, but it was up.
He's got so much run on that fastball and changeup.
All right, so here's the thing. All right, and so Greg Maddux used to talk about this. And you and I have talked about it before. So here you go. So here's a hitter, okay? Greg Maddux used to start a cutter in here, and he used to cut. And if he'd get the strike, then he would move here, and he'd throw the sinker out of it. And so that intersecting line was making an X, right? Yeah. He also used to do it on the outside part of the plate. He'd throw the sinker coming this way, and he'd throw the slider going that way. And make an X on the outside part of the plate. And that's how Greg Maddux got all those strikeouts all those years.
So Maddux would throw me that comebacker that would start so far off the plate that I would just give up on it.
And
then
everyone gave up on it from the right side, but y'all didn't know how bad he was cheating, so he'd bring that sumbitch right back in there.
Well, it'd come back, and he wouldn't even have to bring it all the way back. He would just have to hit wherever his catcher was sitting, right? Like, dude, the strike zone now is a fucking postage stamp compared to what it used to be.
Oh, shit.
It's not even close. And it was worse when you were in your prime.
And then that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, you had to move in the batter's box. If you did not move in the batter's box, you couldn't hit that shit, 6, 8 inches off the plate. You couldn't do it. Physically, you could not do it. You'd run out of bat. So you had to move around the batter's box. And that was part of the skill of hitting, was moving around, not seeing the pitcher catch you or the catcher catch you.
I just opened the chat for the first time. We got some action in here. Anyone?
We've been having action all night. I've been reading the whole time. So a lot of people are like, preach Brother Will and preach Brother E. So we are preaching, baby.
If you got any questions, fire away. There's nothing like this. We're live. We're interactive. We're watching the Giants and the fucking Dodgers here.
All right, so you were right. You were right. All right, so we had Brazier start out. Now we got a left-hander by the name of Yarbrough in there. Mm-hmm. So you were right. Game. Dodgers are having a bullpen game tonight.
You see the stats. He's got a 4.52 ERA from last season. And here's Wilmer Flores, who didn't look great last night, but takes that first pitch right there.
I tell you what, this is the kind of guy Wilmer Flores usually beats on.
.87 up in the zone. The Giants, and I don't know if it's by plan, but Conforto took a first pitch that was crushable. And then you had Wilmer Flores take a first pitch that's crushable. Now he's down 0-2. Let's see what he's got in store. Looks like they're going to try to come in. 72 mile per hour.
They've been trying to come in on Wilmer three pitches in a row.
231, 333 on base percentage, 231 slugging, no homers, 3 runs driven in. Not necessarily a hot start for Florida.
No, it's not the hot start, but he doesn't have a lot of at-bats, but he's such a professional hitter. This is, like I said, this guy's not overpowering. This is the kind of guy he usually beats on.
It's a fastball, 89 miles per hour, up in the zone. So,
all right, that was kind of to get him off the plate. I'd have to say this got to be a cutter in or a slider in, something like that.
Does he finally try to go away? No, they continue to try to work down in, like Thrill said.
Cutter in.
Way in. 72.
So these are the kind of things. These are the kind of things I look for. You know what I mean? This is 4 or 5 pitches in a row. They stay in on the same side of the plate, and all they're doing is just changing up pitches on that side of the plate. So if I was Wilmer, I'd back off a step and then look in there. Here he comes again.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's just a miss. He was trying to come in and he missed away. All right. So even if I'm Wilmer right here, I'm still off the plate looking in. And this one's gonna be in. This is the Dodgers. 1-2 count, they're always in. Boom.
Buggy whip down the line. Sit! Yes! Into the corner. It's going to be extra bases. Wilmer Flores in with a double. Thrill. You fucking called it, man. Wow.
Nice.
I don't know if Wilmer Flores stepped off the plate just a little bit, but after 7 straight pitches in, you gotta figure.
Yeah.
He knew what was coming.
And that's what you and I are talking about. He's such a professional hitter that he knows after a few pitches they're coming in there. All right? And it's just I got to get there and I got to keep it fair.
Kike Hernandez dove for that ball and just missed it. As a former outfielder, Thrill, I'm going to tell you, he dove beautifully for the ball. The timing for it, everything was perfect. What he lacked was the full extension, where it's one more reach out.
Yeah.
If he did that, he would have caught that ball.
Oh. Ah, damn it. Did that hit the pitcher? I couldn't tell.
No, they just have the second baseman playing behind second base. But, it was a hard ground ball up the middle, would appeared. Look, there's two out. The runner on second base, no outs. You're taught to go up the middle, hit behind the runner. And he did. So that was a good job.
All right. So now here we go. Man on third, one out. If I'm Mike Yastrzemski, I'm looking breaking ball this whole at bat. I'm trying to hit a ball to left field. All right. Here we go.
I don't know. It says sinker at 87.
Yeah, it was a sinker. It was a sinker. But what I'm saying is, I am looking breaking ball right here. He just came in on Flores 3 or 4 times with breaking balls. I'm looking breaking ball. He throws that sinker right there. I take it. No problem.
0-1 count. There's a breaking ball.
There's the breaking ball. See? And then guess what? That's not the only one he's going to get this at bat. All right? This is how a major league hitter walks through an at bat and has confidence. I'm going to drive this freaking run in because I'm not going to panic. And I'm not going to even panic when I get 2 strikes. Another breaking ball. Boom. Again. All right? So now here's another thing, too. All right? I practiced that pitch right there. So that pitch is 3 or 4 inches off the plate. That's no problem hitting a fly ball to left field, getting a run in. No problem.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at third base. That's the tying run. Fastball up in the zone. Actually, if you go by the K zone.
All right, this right here. All right, this right here, because it's a bullpen game, 3-1. This is 1,000%. This is going to be a breaking ball.
3 balls, 1 strike. Let's see, Thrill. 1,000%'s a lot. Yep. No.
Sinker. Well, he wasn't committed to it anyway because he wanted to throw a breaking ball. But here's the thing. I'm telling you right now, all right? You know, when you go up there, you're like looking breaking ball because they don't want you to beat them with a fastball in that situation.
Well, here's the good thing for the Giants right now is that you got Yarborough in the game. He hasn't even touched 90 miles per hour.
No.
You got runners at first and third. You got to take advantage of this.
Yeah. And this, for Patrick Bailey, it's hit the ball up the middle the other way, get the ball in the air.
Come on, Patrick.
Oh, that's the one.
That's a little.
Hanging,
I would have swung at that motherfucker.
That's just a nothing piece of shit hanging breaking ball. Come on, Patrick. Let's go. You got to be paying attention to guys in front of you. Let's go.
Off to a hot start, but just 9 at-bats on the year is Patrick Bailey, 444. Runners at first and third, 1 out, the 0-1 count, and another ball that is bangable. Patrick, we got to swing the fucking bat.
Bangable. I like that. That's a great word. I'm going to start using that from now on out. When I'm instructing, it's like, why are you guys taking the bangable balls?
Oh, 0-2. Jeez. I mean, this is a left-handed shitballer on the mound for the Dodgers. This is someone we got to take advantage of.
It's a left-handed shitballer, and so you know that there's no way that he's going to try to beat you with a fastball. That's why you look for that freaking first pitch hanging breaking ball. That's why.
I like how Patrick Bailey is up off the knob. We're making a 2-strike adjustment. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Here comes the breaking ball.
Boom! Jeez, holy fuck.
That is just, you just shake your head. You're like, I don't know. I'm calling.
How do you miss that?
You know?
I'm such a fan. Why am I so harsh? But how do you miss that? Fuck!
Dude, you're a
74 mile per hour shit ball down the middle.
You're a pro. How do you miss an 82 mile an hour hanging breaking ball? Not make contact with an 82 mile an hour hanging breaking ball. All right, Nick Ahmed, come on.
Hey, Thrill, and tell me about your approach. Like with 1 out, runner at third base.
Dude, I told you.
You got to be aggressive.
When Yastrzemski was up there, I was sitting breaking ball the whole time. That one that was 3 or 4 inches off the plate, I'd have whacked that one.
Here we go.
Oh.
What a big knock. Nick
Good
Ahmed.
job, Nick Ahmed. I tell you what, he's come up with some big hits early in this year, man. He's come up with some big hits for us.
Is that the difference between a veteran Major League Baseball player and a rookie / second-year guy that just hasn't figured shit out yet?
Yep, because Nick Ahmed's sitting on that shit. Look at this swing. He was all over that. He timed it perfect. He wasn't fooled, and he didn't like take it like, oh, I didn't know what the shit was coming. He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
All right, Jung Hoo Lee, here we go. All right, I'm sitting breaking ball again. Here we go. I don't care if he throws me a fastball first pitch. I don't care. But he throws a breaking ball. All right,
There's
big
the
deal.
fastball
All right, no
way,
problem.
though.
No problem. Here we go. Let's go. No problem. I'm
Okay.
still sitting breaking ball because I know that this guy is not going to challenge me.
First and second, 2 outs.
Oh, he dropped down. There's the breaking ball.
Well, Dodgers get out of it. They should feel lucky. Patrick Bailey let him.
Hey, look. But here's the thing. I'm telling you, I just, called half of that inning right there. It's like, what's coming. It's just believe in it. Just believe in it that I have worked on this. I know what's coming, and I'm going to execute. That's it. Boom.
Alex is on here saying, for real, Ahmed is trying to prove something. You're not kidding. Battleboard Mike, where the fuck have you been, man? Great to see you.
Matt Battleborn came on earlier, and he's been quiet, but he's jumped back in here. So,
Mike said Jordan Walker made a glorious diving catch last night. This week in baseball, good. I can't get enough of those.
Who's Jordan Walker? Good. Who's Jordan Walker?
St. Louis Cardinals, legit.
Oh, okay.
Young stud.
All right.
He is. I don't want to say the truth, but like this guy's good. RJ, what's up, buddy?
I get it.
So Thrill.
Yo,
this is fun. I'm really enjoying this. Let's do one more half inning.
All right, let's do one half inning, and I got a bolt because
you and I both. It's 7:41 out here. I can't believe one of my kids. Biscuit's downstairs. He's sick, and my girls aren't here. That's probably why.
Ah, shit. What's on Smell-O-Vision tonight? What's Tara got working?
I don't know if she ever watched, and she could chime in on the chat and let us know. But
she hadn't been on a chat, and she hadn't been on a chat in a little while. Well, you've been on the road too. So.
Thrill says you haven't been on the chat in a long time. He's concerned about you. Thrill is concerned about you. He says you haven't been on the chat in a long time, and he wants to know what's for Smell-O-Vision. She's trying to tell me leftovers. That's unacceptable.
That's unacceptable.
Fucking leftovers.
Oh, you're a freaking meathead. That's unacceptable.
I mean, what's next? A TV dinner? Did you have to?
TV dinner, Salisbury steak, brother. Go get them. Go get them. Shove it in the microwave. Friggin' minute. Go get them.
That shit was actually good, wasn't it? With the mashed
potatoes? Shit. Dude, Salisbury steak with a little mushrooms and a little mashed potatoes. Go get them.
All right. Logan Webb back at it. And we have.
All right. We got a new Wago here, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1. All right. So, all right. Logan's like, all right, I screwed up first inning, boys. Let's go. Here we go.
Teoscar Hernandez. This is a guy, Thrill, that you really liked. That you were saying when the Dodgers signed him, he's legit.
Yeah. All right. So he went slider, and so there's our scouting report on Mr. Hernandez, and he hit it to the Gold Glover. Do not hit it at the Gold Glover. Hit it at somebody else.
I am thoroughly impressed with Matt Chapman in the early going. Like what he's doing at the plate, what he's doing at third base, this guy's the fucking real deal. And look, I'm not blind. I can look at the large body of work statistically from an offensive perspective and understand he's a mid 700s OPS guy. But right. I wouldn't be shocked if his OPS is up over 800 this year. and he has a really, really good year for the Gigantes.
You know what? His big thing is, being in an organization that cares for him. Ooh, you got a borderline high strike.
That's a ball. So the guy up to bat.
All right. So wait. Let's go here. Let's go 1-2. What's he going to throw? I'm thinking he's either going to come out the zone or change up down.
Now, he tried the backdoor breaking ball again.
Hey, you know what? That's kind of working for him right now. He didn't miss that one by much, so that might be his little go-to pitch.
So James Outman went to Sarah High School, the same high school as Barry Bonds and Tom Brady.
Ow. Fall that off himself. Sarah High School. A lot of ball players came out of there.
Greg Jeffries, too.
Greg Jeffries, yeah. Yeah, it's just two of them to name a few.
Scott Champerino.
Scott Champerino. I don't know that name.
He
Sorry.
works for Boris now.
Okay. All right.
I got another guy for you from Sarah High School. Lynn Swan.
Oh, my. Uh-oh.
Outman. Bullet.
That was the old hanging backdoor slider that got too much of the plate.
Big fan of Outman.
The one thing that Chapman does is he gives a guy like Logan Webb unbelievable, like, green light to throw that fucking sinker. He's like, I don't care. Just throw the sinker. I'll fucking chew everything up over here. And that gives Logan Webb so much more confidence that he's going to throw the sinker better than he threw it before.
Yeah, there was another pitcher for the Giants that had mentioned that too, as Chapman had made a couple real good plays the other night. And it was like, well, it was really nice knowing that my job, and what I was trying to do tonight was get ground balls.
Yeah.
Know that you have Matt Chapman over at third base.
Well, and then that's similar. That's similar to having Matt Williams and Jose Uribe on the left side and me and Robbie on the right side when these guys are throwing split fingers and they know that if it's on the ground, that shit's going to get eaten up. I mean, Matt Williams is like a freaking vacuum cleaner over there at third. And Robbie Thompson, shit, if it was anywhere in the general vicinity, he caught that son of a gun. So, see you later. Hey, finally dropped a four-seamer in there. Look at that. That was a four-seamer up in there.
Back in the day, we went to blink an eye that ball being called a strike. But now, I'm going to show you the fifth pitch of this at-bat.
All right.
Looks like it almost hits the batter. So with the technology we have and the fact that was called a strike, it just kind of makes you scratch your head. It's not even in the zone. They have it so far out of the fucking zone that it's not in that almost cut the plate.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You got to go back and we'll look at the replay if you want. But is the umpire set up on the outside of the catcher or on the inside of the catcher? Because if he's on the inside of the catcher, he'll be able to see that no problems. But if he's set up on the outside of the catcher, it gives him that depth perception problem,
Yeah. All right, Thrill. Dude, that was fantastic, man. I every night I wish we could just do this and just watch games.
Oh, man, it was awesome. One thing we did not do our title sponsor. Did we forget?
Oh, my goodness. Of course we forgot.
Yeah.
How do I always forget this shit?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, here we are at the tail end. So, and by the way, your wife checked in. Hello, Miss Tara.
Oh, hello. She says smell-o-vision is Easter leftovers, honey-baked ham, creamed potatoes, glazed carrots, and the obligatory Jell-O salad.
Jell-O salad. Oh, wow. Obligatory. Wow. Tara, you are breaking out big words on us tonight. Oh, my God.
On that note, Thrill, it's down to the last four teams. Bet Online has your tournament bracket headquarters all March long, and now that we're almost down to the finals. We've still got a lot more in store. MLB is here, and NBA, NHL playoffs are around the corner. As always, BetOnline is the number one source for your summer sports wagering. Head to BetOnline today and stay up to date on all the action. Remember to use the promo code BLEAV, capital BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline. The game starts here. And Thrill, I believe it might not be next week because I think you might be off next week. Is that right?
I'm off next week because I'm in San Francisco, and Tuesday night is a night game, so I cannot do the game.
Okay. But when we return, we have a new title sponsor.
Oh, my God. Break it out on me. I am so ready.
I am just going to give you a hint.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
Leslie Short has been sending us emails as to probing our minds, and we might have a new title sponsor.
Yeah, it's happening. So,
hey, BetOnline, you guys are fucked because of Ohtani, so fuck ya.
I love it. BetOnline could be the new Dodgers sponsor. So
there you go.
Check this out. I'll be on next week, and I'll be doing an alternative broadcast here, and so make sure to tune in next week as well. I think next week might be the first week we roll out the new gear and some really cool shit.
Ooh, let's break out some new gear. Yeah.
It's outdoor stuff. It's indicative of who we are and specifically who Thrill is. I mean, it's chasing after your heart, man.
Hey, look, you just break it out. And in the meantime, BetOnline, too bad I don't have an interpreter, so you're screwed.
All right, dude. Thrill, have a fantastic week. And damn, man.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be in San Francisco. I will be in the clubhouse with the guys, and when we come back, 2 weeks from today, we'll have all kinds of inside info for you guys. It'll be awesome, and we'll be 2 weeks down the road. The guys will have a lot of games under their belt. They'll have at-bats under their belt, and we kind of go from there.
If I'm in the Bay next week, Thrill, I'm popping in for not. I don't give a shit about the game. I mean, I'll watch the game, whatever. But
dude. If you in the Bay, bring your ass on. You're always with me. Freaking Chapman did a great job. Hanging breaking ball went inside out it, a little double off the wall.
Oh, dude, when we missed it as we were trying to close the show out.
No, but
still got Yarbo in here, huh?
Yeah. All right, come on, Soler. Come on, whack one of these breaking balls. Come on, dude.
167 so far.
Yeah.
He's got the Barry Bonds cross in his right ear. I like it. Chapman at second after the double. There's the
breaking ball. I wonder where you've heard that before.
Well, now it's a 2-0 count. Does he try to?
And he might get a 2-0 breaking ball here.
Yes, he does. It's Soler. Steps into it, but just off the end. Outman, a good job getting behind it. Does Chapman tag? Yes, he does.
Oh, yeah. Nice base running. Good job.
And there's the Marine, Matty Williams, over at third base.
Big Marine. Get down, Greyhound.
I love it.
All right, here we go. Mr. Conforto, who's been on fire. You will be getting a breaking ball, Mr. Conforto. You will. There's no way he's going to throw you 3 fastballs in a row. You will get a breaking ball.
They're showing the splits right now between last year and this year. Obviously off to a hot start. Runner at third base, 1 out. He throws the fastball. Oh, shit. Thank goodness it's foul. Chapman going on contact, though.
Oh, really? Well, that's a good thing, but if you're going on contact, ball's got to be on the ground. Can't go if the ball's in the air.
No, it was on the ground. He'd be beating the ground at third base.
No. Well, then that was a fastball in. So that's what I was telling you. You know, if I'm looking breaking ball, I'm not swinging at a fastball and get my B game swing off. I want my A game swing.
0-1. There's a break.
That's the one. That's the one. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Breaking ball, get your A game swing off. Hello, McFly. Boom.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because check it out. That's like a cutter. And it's just because she throws a sinker and a cutter.
But he drops down. It doesn't matter. You throw the sinker, it shits. That's what we talked about Tyler Rogers. If he throws a sinker, it's biting in on you. If you throw the slider, it's hanging out over the plate. Hello, McFly. Boom.
Look at Chapman, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead
He kind of reminds me of the big Marine a little bit.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Especially with that high intensity.
All right, so this is Flores, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now we're at what? 2-1, 1-2?
2-0. 2 balls, no strike, 1 out.
All right, I'm still sitting breaking ball right here if I'm Wilmer. I swear to God I am. Boop.
There's that little cutter thing. They're
calling that's that little cutter thing, but it's still a breaking ball. It's not a sinker.
No.
So there you go.
Cutter. All right, 2-1. Runner at first base, 1 out. Giants up. 2-1.
Boom! There's the hanging breaking ball. God damn it!
Yeah, that's the cutter.
All right, so now you guys see what I'm looking at, and what EB and I are talking about is they fall into a pattern, and you just stay with the pattern. That's it. And that's what we're doing right here. So now, even though he's got 2 strikes, all right, look, he's throwing an 87. If he throws a fastball and still foul it off, I'm still sitting breaking ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Oh, shit. Over to first. What the hell are we doing over there? Oh, we won.
I don't know, but if you go first move, you just got to keep
going. If we're going to go first move. Jesus.
You just got to keep going.
Yeah, I got to keep going. Keep going. Come on. What are you doing?
I don't think Conforto knows what he was doing.
Yeah,
maybe he got the
he's just happy he drove in a run. All right, I'm good. Go. Go. What do you got?
I just think you just keep going. You make them. They got to throw 2 perfect throws.
Yeah.
It takes 2 perfect throws to get you.
That's
1,
right.
2.
That's right.
If they make them, great. Congrats.
All right, let's see this breaking ball. Come on. Breaking ball.
That was filthy. Dude, that thing started here and ended here.
Yep. Because he's dropping down on it. He's coming off on the side.
All these guys.
Come on, Wilmer. Come on, Wilmer. Light into one. Come on. He's going to throw you another one.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
There it is. Another one.
Jam job, routine fly ball left field. Kike Hernandez. It went further than I thought.
Yeah. Yep. So now, I mean, this goes back to what we were talking about before, It's like haven't hit in a very long time, but paying attention to the game, you and I talking through it, I mean, what was I right? 85, 90% of the time right there? It's like, I'll take those odds in the game. So there we go. That's how you hit a big league hitter. It's coming before it comes.
I think the best thing you said is that follow the patterns.
Yeah.
Follow the patterns.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they fall into a definite pattern. And the ones who are the best don't fall into a pattern, and you got to get on certain pitches.
All right, Thrill. Safe travels out west. I will, let's touch base throughout the course of the week and try to share an adult beverage together.
Yeah, no, we'll do it. And, for everybody in the chat room, we opened up on the road. Let's get it going at home. Get it rock and rolled at home. We'll have Mr. Blake Snell towing the slab on Monday. And maybe we come back and we do this show in 2 weeks, and who knows? We're at the top of the heat.
Love it. All right, Thrill. I will see you in a couple weeks back on the show. Deuces Wild will be here next week, and then hopefully I'll see you in person next week, most important.
Yeah. If you are, bring it on. We got to have an adult beverage, my man.
Let's fucking do it. All right, bro. See ya!